Hey everyone, it's Tara. Welcome or welcome back to my channel, Tara Talks Books, where we talk everything bookish. Today I'm doing a trope recommendations video for fake dating. This is a collab with a bunch of other lovely booktubers. I will link them all below in the description. This was created by the amazing Bee over at Mama Needs to Read Romance. I'll also link her channel below as well. I love fake dating because of the forced proximity and the fun situations the characters can get into because of this fake dating arrangement. So let's get into the 10 book recommendations I have for fake dating. The first one is Take a Hint, Danny Brown by Talia Hibbert. This one is a fake dating like friends to lovers. So this follows Danica, and she ends up getting like stuck on an elevator at the college she works at. And then her friend Zaf comes and helps her, rescues her out, and like carries her out. And it ends up being like a fake drill, but she does really get stuck. And so it goes viral over the internet and they decide to fake date. She does it to help him. He owns or runs, like co-owns a nonprofit, and to get some like publicity for it, they kind of fake date because this thing has gone viral, and it goes from there. This one is adorable. Zaf is a cinnamon roll character and Danny is a take no you know what type of character. I really enjoyed her personality. I really enjoyed their relationship. There really is some good mental health representation in this book. The next one I have is Island Affair by Priscilla Olivares. So this follows Sarah, and she is like a social media influencer, and she also is in recovery for an eating disorder, so it does have that representation in it. And she's kind of coming into her own, but she never kind of feels enough or like she fits in with her family because her family is very successful, and she just feels that maybe she doesn't live up to that expectation. So she kind of like fibs or like kind of makes it bigger that she's in this relationship and she's bringing her boyfriend on this family vacation to the Key West that they're all going to meet at. And she really wants to look like she's doing well because her mom is in recovery of a sickness as well. And so she just kind of wants to show them like, my life is good. And he ends up not showing up because they're not as serious as she made it out to be to her family. So she's kind of in a pickle, and in comes Luis, and he is a firefighter in Key West, and he kind of comes to her rescue, and they end up fake dating on this vacation. I really loved like his family vibes and kind of like the beautiful backdrop of Key West. This was a lovely fake dating romance. Definitely one to check out. The next one is Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. This one is actually set mostly in Hawaii, but this one follows Olive, and Olive is a twin, and she's always like the unlucky twin. And at her sister's wedding, so at the wedding, Olive and is the maid of honor, and then there's the best man, Ethan, and they kind of have always gone at it. Like they've kind of like had this back and forth banter, and she thinks that like he doesn't like her. And so they end up actually, the entire wedding party ends up getting sick, and they kind of have to go on this honeymoon together and pretend that they are fake like newlyweds, simply because Olive is a twin. She can pass off as her sister. And so it kind of goes from there. The reason that they have to go on the honeymoon is because it's something that her sister won for free, and she doesn't want it to go to waste, because she can't, her and her new husband can't go. And so it goes from there, and they go on this honeymoon, and they kind of have to fake date, and it's a lot of fun. I really did enjoy this one. I loved that it was at the backdrop of Hawaii. But anyways, Ethan and Olive are fun characters to follow, and I enjoyed their fake dating journey. The next one I have is The Love Hypothesis by Allie Hazelwood. So this one is actually follows Olive, another Olive, and she is like in a PhD program. So she is trying to convince her best friend that she is over this guy. And so she ends up like randomly kissing Adam, who is like the young hotshot professor. So they fake date so Olive can prove to her friend that she's over this guy, so that she knows her friend likes him and they have like a good connection, and they only like went on one date, and so there was no chemistry. And so like she was like, well, go ahead and date him. I'm over him. Like, it was one date, it didn't go well. And her friend's just like, no, I can't do that. And so Olive's like, you can. And so to prove that she's over this person, she again goes and she kisses Adam, and it kind of goes from there. This was fun. I definitely enjoyed it. The next one I have is Like Lovers Do by Tracy Livesay. So this one follows Nick, and Nick is a accomplished surgeon, and she really does the best that she can. She's highly liked and very well known in her field as up and coming, but she ends up rightfully so, disciplining a powerful donor's son, and is her fellowship then is put in jeopardy, and she's kind of placed on a temporary leave sort of thing because of this situation. And so she actually is friends with Ben, and Ben is part of a medical business empire. Everybody in his family is doctors except for him. He decided to go a different route, so he's kind of like the black sheep of the family because of that. And he kind of says he'll never marry a doctor because of his upbringing. So that kind of plays a role into their relationship. But anyways, where the fake dating comes along is he says that he's going on this trip with some friends, and his ex-girlfriend who is coming into the picture really wants him back, and he's like, no, she just wanted, to marry me for status, not for me. And so he's like, will you fake date me, and then I'll ask my family to help you with this situation. And so they kind of fake date at Martha's Vineyard, and they go on this vacation, and then obviously love ensues. I really did enjoy this one. It was a good fake dating, friends to lovers book. Next, I have Rock Bottom Girl by Lucy Score. So this one follows Marley, and she ends up getting laid off and dumped, and she's kind of in this slump in her life. So she ends up moving back to her childhood home, in her childhood bedroom in the town. She couldn't wait to escape. And so not much has changed in this small town, as she notices, and she ends up taking a substitute position that her mom kind of gets her into, because her mom used to be a teacher. And so she takes this temporary teaching position to kind of get on her feet again, and get out there and change her life, turn her life around, while the time being that she's in her hometown. And so she ends up I think it's she teaches gym, and then she also has to coach a girls' soccer team. And lo and behold, Jake is also a former high school bad boy when she knew him, but now he is a teacher at the school. And eventually the rumor mill gets going, and they are thought to be dating, and it gets back to the principal, and they both don't want to lose their jobs because of this rumor, so they end up just fake dating to make sure everything, I guess, is okay with their jobs. And they kind of teach each other some things, because he wants to be in a real relationship. And so he's like, well, you teach me how to be a good boyfriend, and I'll kind of teach you how to be a better coach to the girls team, because it's kind of off to a rough start. So it goes from there. I did enjoy this one. The next one I have is Funny Feelings by Tara DeWitt, and this one follows Farley, and she's a comedian, and she ends up getting this really big opportunity for her career as a comedian. And she is actually, her manager is Meyer, and they are friends, and he is actually a former stand-up, but he ended up having a child and leaving the comedian business behind, the stand-up business behind. So he's helping Farley like grow her career as a comedian. And so they end up kind of having to fake date because of this opportunity. They really want to stir up like some publicity. And so since he's a former well-known comedian and she's an up-and-coming, they fake date to kind of drum up that publicity. And it goes from there. I really did enjoy this one. I liked Farley as a character, and I really enjoyed Meyer as well. This has multiple different types of tropes, not only the fake dating, but it also has like age gap, and then it has single dad, and then there even is some, like, I believe it's ASL representation because his daughter is deaf. And this one, the fake dating was a little quick, but I definitely did enjoy it. The next one I have is Love Light Farms by B.K. Borison, and this one follows Stella, and Stella owns a Christmas tree farm, and she actually, the Christmas tree farm is kind of like going through some things. It keeps on, like, these mysterious things keep on happening, almost like bad luck. It is running into some issues, like some financial issues. And so to alleviate that, Stella joins, like, or participates in a contest. It's like an Instagram contest, and it kind of will drum up business. And if she wins, there's also a prize. However, to kind of make her like stand out against everybody else who is also entering into this contest, she says she owns the Christmas tree farm with her boyfriend, Luca. However, it is not her boyfriend, that is her best friend. And so they kind of have to fake date to make sure everything goes well with the business and that they hopefully will secure this spot to help the farm. And it goes from there. I really did enjoy this one. This one was adorable, and it's set on a Christmas tree farm. So I really did enjoy the setting of this one, and I really did enjoy Luca and Stella as characters. The last two are like my top favorite fake dating romances. The first one is The Bodyguard by Catherine Center. I read this one last year and absolutely loved it. So this follows Hannah, and Hannah is a bodyguard, and it follows also Jack, and Jack is a like famous actor, like think of like really high celebrity, like everybody knows him, he's pictured everywhere. And so she is hired to protect him because, or her and her company are hired to protect him because he has a stalker and he wants to go home to his family because his mother, I believe, is sick, and he really just wants to be there to support her, but he doesn't want the prying eyes of like the paparazzi or like the publicity because it really is just focused on his mom. And so in comes Hannah to kind of help out. And so they kind of, her boss kind of comes up with this idea that they fake date as a ruse because he doesn't want his family, he doesn't want to add any more stress on his family situation. So he just is bringing her home as a girlfriend versus as a bodyguard because he doesn't want his family to be under that duress that he has like a stalker. He doesn't want to put his mom through that. And so it goes from there, and they fake date on this like small, well, I guess it's not small, but it's small town ranch in Texas, and I really did enjoy it. It was great, and I loved like Hannah's spunkiness. So Hannah has definitely been through some things. However, she's definitely like, even though I'm small as a bodyguard and a lot of people overlook me, I can handle myself. And she kind of like, their first meeting shows him, and I just love that aspect of it. Love The Bodyguard by Catherine Center. And probably my favorite fake dating romance is The Right Move by Liz Tomford. So this one follows Indy and Ryan is like a famous basketball player. So he ends up getting promoted to like head captain on his team, and his manager doesn't really believe that he can handle that because he really doesn't have this work-life balance. He's really just into the game, and there's nothing extra in his life other than just basketball. And so he doesn't feel that that would be a good fit for the team. And so he really wants to prove himself, and Indy needs a place to stay. So Indy's best friend and Ryan's sister kind of like paves the way and says like, hey, you have an extra room now that I moved out. Can Indy stay with you for a while while she gets on her feet? And it kind of goes from there. And so that kind of puts this idea in Ryan's head, like, hey, she can stay and pretend to be my fake girlfriend so I can look like I have this work-life balance in check. And then also that will help with my manager trusting that I can do this. And then Indy has reasons that she's doing it because she needs a date to a wedding where everybody there is like her friends. But then her ex-boyfriend will be there too. So she really just wants, you know, not to go it alone. And so it goes from there. I love this one. This one is amazing. I can't tell you how much I love Ryan Shea as a male lead. He is definitely like a man of few words, sort of, and then he just shows his love for Indy through actions, and I just love that aspect of the book. This is beautiful, and I really did love how Indy was like unapologetically herself, and that Ryan kind of like showed her, because she kind of lost it in her former relationship, and Ryan just kind of showed her that it's okay to be, you know, happy and fun and, you know, just kind of like outgoing and just this lovable person. And I just love that aspect of it. If you have not read this one, this whole series, please do. It's amazing. Yes, this is the Windy City series if you don't know. So those are the 10 fake dating books that I have to recommend. Let me know if you've read any of them in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you'd like to. Bye.